Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are here. Good afternoon. We are here, okay? With the latest immigration news. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're here with the latest immigration news. How are you? How you feeling? How you feeling? Let's get right into it. We have a lot to discuss. Uh, Good afternoon. Oh, good. Yes, I'm good. I'm here. Moses 7425. I'm here. We have a lot to discuss, so I want you to just please start sharing first, okay? Please start with sharing this live session because we have a lot to discuss as far as latest news, immigration news is concerned. Let's get right into it. First of all, let me see. Um, anyway, by the way, do you have any question? If you have a question, just please put it in the comment section as we're trying to gather those immigration news. If you have a question, just please put it in the comment section, okay? We're here to discuss the latest immigration news. The first one, first of all, is the fact that USCIS is trying to come up with a policy, a new policy that will deny a green card. It's not official yet, but that's what they're planning, okay? They're planning to come with a new policy, and the new policy will actually help them deny a green card based on the petitioner um public charge. In terms of, you know how the public charge applies to the beneficiary. Now they're talking about if the petitioner had received food stamp public benefit, then they will deny the green card to the beneficiary. I'm just like shaking my head like, what is this new about? It's just, yeah, too much is going on with this new administration. But this is just one thing, okay? Among other things, this is just one thing. So what they're saying is that USCIS is proposing a rule that will allow officers to deny the green card application based on the petitioner receipt of government benefits. If the petitioner had received uh, any type of government benefits, such as food stamp, um, you know, those Medicaid, um, and the fact that, sometimes people get housing, so they will count those in terms of assessment to deny the green card. That's just something to be aware of. It's not official yet, but it looks like it's coming. They want to propose something like that. Um, uh, let me see the most recent post. If you have a question, Please just put it in the comment section. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. So if you know, we have a pause on all the decision for travel ban countries. If their country, if your country is on the list, remember we have countries that have been banned based on the fact that this guy from Afghanistan shoot National Guard in DC, and the Trump administration came up with a lot of restrictions. Among other things, we have a pause on all asylum applications. Then we have a pause on um, any. Let me just show that to you so that you actually know what exactly, if your petition is taking too long, maybe that's one of the reasons. Okay. Yeah, let me just share that with you. Okay, so USCIS, okay. USCIS had the guidance which was issued today, implementing a pause on final adjudication of all cases for individual from 19 travel ban country. The pause is in effect until USCIS issues guidance on additional vetting for those nationals. Okay, the pause applied to approval and denial of all form types. Okay, if you come from that specific country, anything that you have pending with USCIS is on pause. That's it. As well as naturalization oath ceremonies, individual from those travel ban countries. Okay, what are the 19 countries? We have Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. If you have any type of application, you're a national from that specific country, and you have any type of application pending with USCIS, just know that it's on pause. Either, even if it's an approval, even if it's just a denial, anything they are supposed to do on your petition, they're not doing it. They have to do vetting, additional investigation. Okay. That's what's going on. And in addition to this specific news, then we have a pause on all asylum applications in general with USCIS. So if you have something pending, just know that it's on pause. If coming from those 19 countries, but if you don't come from those 19 countries, but you have an asylum pending with USCIS, just know that too is on pause. Okay. Let me stop right here and see if we have questions. Thanks a lot for your help. Is there any problem? What do you mean by problem? So because of what was going on, remember we had a shooting here in DC. Because of that, the Trump administration came with this policy. Right now, everything is on pause for those specific 19 countries. Any type of application pending with USCIS is now on pause. They're not going to do anything. They have to go back and start the vetting process, investigate more. Not to mention, on top of that news, we have another news. Um, Asylum applications are on pause. Then we have another news about they are going to look into green card application previously already approved, right, for those people coming from those countries, and investigate more, review. That's what they're saying. Okay. So, by the way, start keep sharing as we move along. Try to find additional news here. Let me see. Okay, so what else we have here? Let's see. We have a question here. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think the way they look at credibility is basically, first of all, the letter has to be notarized. Okay, as long as it's notarized, and then we have the address, the email, that's fine. Um, but the question still is why you don't get the why you don't get their phone number? Why are they so hesitant to give the phone number? That's the question that even I will be curious about. You know what I mean? I'd be curious, like, okay, but why? Um, yeah, I'd be curious too. I'll be like, but why they don't have the um the phone number? But in general, is I don't think there's a problem with that, because credibility is they look at the totality of everything, right? Is the letter notarized? Do we have the full names of the people? Um, yeah, but I might just be curious to be like, but why we don't have the phone number? Okay, just by being curious, right? But I don't think it's a problem. Okay, I don't think it's a problem. Let's just get into those news again. Let me share my screen. Okay. Here it says, this is the first news. College student deported when flying home for Thanksgiving despite court order. Yeah, this is crazy, right? Um, there was a person who asked me a question like, I want to try to go to New York. Can I go? Um, Sometimes nowadays using those airplanes, if you can drive, that'd be great. If not, then you really have to be careful how you're using those. um, airplanes and airports because ICE is there, okay? And they're really like targeting individuals. College freshman trying to fly from Boston to Texas to surprise her family for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, can you imagine? Was instead deported to uh, Honduras in violation of a court order. Okay, had already passed through security uh, when she was told there was an issue with her boarding pass. The student was then detained by immigration officials and within 2 days sent to Texas and then Honduras, the country she left at age 7. You see, she had a removal order, I believe, under her belt. Here they're saying that they're holding her responsible for something they claim happened at a decade ago that she's completely unaware of and not showing any proof. You see, basically, I think she's been order removed, especially if you have been order removed, like you have been previously order removed. There's a removal order under your um, belt, basically under your name. There's a removal order. You can't be using those airports because ICE is there targeting individual with order of removal, detaining, then deporting. At that point, they don't really need, the due process because you've already been order removed. You see, so that's why it went fast. The day after Lopez was arrested, the federal judge issued an emergency order prohibiting the government from moving her out of Massachusetts at least for 72 hours. ICE did not respond to an email on Friday from you see. So she had a lawyer, the lawyer I guess used the court to get an order to prevent ICE from deporting her. But ICE, they did not respond to the email. I guess they saw it, but they did not respond. So they act and deported the girl. You see, this is really like if you've been auto removed before in this current climate, just try to refrain from those airports. Okay, unless you have like TPS, DACA, approved, VAWA approved, stuff like that. That those protections against deportation or defer action, or but if nothing is there and you have nothing pending, it just yeah, it's not the time to do that. uh okay, let me stop here. I wanted to show you something else. um by the way, we have 11 people in the house. We've been talking about the latest immigration news. The major one is that uh asylum applications are on pause for everybody, okay, with USCIS. If you have an asylum pending with USCIS, it's just on pause until further notice. But then on top of it, we have 19 countries that are just cited. As far as they're concerned, everything is on pause, whether it's an asylum application, work permit, green card based on marriage, naturalization, even taking the oath after the person has already been interviewed. That person too has to they just have their application are on pause. That's the big news going on. And there's another news floating around saying that USCIS want to introduce a policy that will allow those officers to deny the green card based on the petitioner use of public benefits. Let's say somebody applied for you for the green card and that person has used um, public benefits before, like food stamp, Medicaid, public housing. That person can actually, the beneficiary of that person, green card is going to be denied according to the new policy that they're trying to introduce. Okay. So Massachusetts is no longer safe for immigrants. Well, what I'm saying is that this person was traveling, so and they have been order removed before. So what we're saying is suggesting here is like if a person wants to travel, they really have to make sure if they're undocumented, they really have to make sure they look in the system to see if they have been previously order removed because ICE is really targeting people with order past like previous order of removal. So if the order of removal is in the system and you're using those airplanes and airports, of course you're going to be arrested there, detained, and transferred. And like in this case, particularly in this case, this person was transferred and deported within 2 days. Okay, even though ICE was asked to wait for 72 hours, they didn't follow the court order. They didn't open the email so they can say that, oh, we didn't see it. You know what I mean? So bottom of line is just like if you can avoid it, just avoid it. Because now she was trying to go to for Thanksgiving. Can you imagine a person trying to just go for Thanksgiving and now they end up in detention and now they just have to be they didn't plan for it. That's not fair. Um, what else I want to see here? Want to show here? Okay. Oh my God, it's getting out of control. This one I have to show. I got it. Thanks. You're welcome. Let me share my screen for this one. We have a lot of immigration news going on, especially ICE raid. If you look at this one, the federal authorities, which is federal agency like ICE, DHS, planned operation in Minnesota, focusing on Somali immigrants. You see, federal authorities are preparing a targeted immigration enforcement operation in Minnesota that will primarily focus on Somali immigrants living unlawfully in the United States, according to a person familiar with the planning. That's just something isolated in Minnesota. The move comes as President Trump again on Tuesday escalated rhetoric about Minnesota sizable Somali community, saying he did not want immigrants from the East African country in the U.S. because they contribute nothing. So, and then the enforcement could begin the coming days and is expected to focus on the Minneapolis, St. Paul area and people with final orders of removal. You see, final order of removal. If the person has been order removed, they have no business going to those, especially in this climate right now, going to the airports to do what? Because you just like avail yourself to the authorities, The immigration agent will spread across the twin cities. It's called high priority swap. Okay, and they're focusing on Minnesota because of Somalian immigrants. What else we have here? Let's see. Okay. Trump administration fires 8 immigration judges. That's why nowadays those decisions is like it's not that easy. You see, have 8 New York City immigration judges have been fired, according to the official with the National Association of Immigration Judges. All work at 26 Federal Plaza, the site of many controversial arrests outside the immigration court. They are among 100 other immigration judges who have been fired since January. You see? Okay. So, any question? Any question? Waiting for questions. If you have a question, uh, you know, green card. Oh my gosh, I need to change the title. Green cards. Uh, green card. Cards. Cards. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, questions. Do you have a question? Anybody want to ask their question? Uh, this is the time. We're just taking questions since we already talked about the latest immigration news. What else we have here? USCIS 2 is targeting conditional green cards. If your green card is about to expire soon and you have to renew it, just know that it's not going to be that easy. They are going to investigate. So make sure that you have all the documents, everything ready to file. We're talking about green card, not asylum. Green card application. That's where they're using, they're going to use the policy. Yeah, we're talking about green cards, okay? Like asylum people, it doesn't matter where you use, because the public charge does not apply to asylum people. Apply to green card holders, sponsored type of green card holders. Okay. So any other question? If you don't have questions, I think that's it. If you don't have questions, we're gonna stop here. Probably come back again by the end of the week if we have more news. But for now, we don't. So we're gonna stop here, okay? Please like, please share. Keep sharing. Till next time. Bye-bye.